Hi, health health artist studio. Hello. So I thought I would just do a little stream as I'm. Hello. I'm just finishing off. Well, I'm not finishing off. I was just doing this picture, and I was sat here just doing the cobbles and realised how therapeutic it is. And so I thought I would just go live and see if anyone else could find any therapy in doing something like this. So I don't know whether you guys do any drawing yourself. So this was just an impromptu live stream just to sort of show you some of the process. Um, if you've got any questions, if you've got any questions you want to ask, I can see the chat on my monitor. These are just Tombow pens that I'm using. And this is just a fine liner. So I quite like doing cobbles and bricks, and you can see all I'm doing is going along the crack. This is a 0. Well, it's an 01 Secura, and these are very easy to get going loosely, just holding the pen. Look, I can sort of carry these on now as far as I want, really, but I'll probably just stop them. I'll probably just stop them here. And then I'll just sort of go along and randomly pick out without too much fear about trying to be overly accurate. As you can probably gather, that from looking at some of the lines. But I quite like it. Keeps me off the streets, as they would say. And so what I've done with this, I don't I'm not particularly liking this bit at the moment, but it might grow on me, which is why I sort of turned my attention to the cobbles, because I was going through that feeling of I don't like this picture, and I don't like that feeling. So I thought, well, I'll find something that I do like, and I do like this sort of idea with the cobbles, and hopefully the rest of it will grow on me, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do. No, I took the picture. I took the picture on location. That's a good question. Took the picture on location. This was a car show in Truro the other day. I'll show you the picture actually. I should be able to just see if this is the one. Yeah, so this is the picture that should appear on your screen. Just make it a little bit bigger. In fact, it's almost the correct perspective. God, anyone think I know what I'm doing? So this this was in Truro the other day. What day are we? Monday. So it was Saturday. I I went down and they had a sort of a vintage car show on, but it was too busy to try and draw this on location. There were so many crowds of people, and I had my e-bike with me as well. I didn't actually go out to sketch. I went to buy some pizza stuff, and this vintage car show was on, and but because I was pushing my big e-bike around on these cobbles, and I couldn't really take loads of pictures, and definitely couldn't hang around to sketch this because it was just so busy. So I've worked from that picture basically to answer your question. Saturday's picture, that it was a bit hit and miss with the weather. Um, some rain showers. But what I've done, I've just used a water soluble marker to get the first layer. Then I've used these pens. Then I've put some paint on, and then I'm mixing between the markers and the pens. So on Saturday I did a live. This is Truro. I've sort of done this in a similar style. This is Truro Cathedral. It hasn't turned out quite as well as I'd hoped, so I thought I'd try it again with a different picture. I'm always striving for something that I like. I mean, I do like the look of it. I'm not completely dissing my own work, but I'm still not quite happy with how the paint's moving and how the paint's going down. And it's too late for this picture now to do anything with that. So I thought, well, at this point, um, I'll make the best of what I've got here. And it's amazing what pen can do to help improve a picture like this. Yeah, it's not like I don't like them. It's just I'm striving for something. I'm striving for something slightly different with the way the paint is moving on the paper. So yeah, they're not offending me. I know it's some people think you shouldn't be critical of your own work, and I'm not getting critical of my work to the point where it's affecting my mental health and all this. But every person that creates anything will be a little self-critical, um, and it is just the fact that I feel that there's something that I want to achieve that is slightly different to this, and so I'm sort of not happy with myself until I get that really. So it's trying not to mistake that for negativity. It's I think it's just a sort of natural reaction really. But what I'm doing, I'm actually going through and not using the reference much now. I'm just really going through and looking for the darks and the places where I can highlight contrast. Um, and sort of tidying up some of the lines where they don't quite meet properly. I'm still thinking about what I can do with this background. This is an 04, so it's slightly different. In fact, no. Let's go to an 02. Does anyone draw here? Health Artist Studio. That sounds an interesting handle, doesn't it? Health Artist Studio. Do you have the health of artists, or is it about your own health, or Health Artist Studio? I'm trying to work out what that conjures up in my mind. So I'm just sort of seeing if I can improve the look of this whole sort of backdrop a little bit. Yes, I'm seeing if I can get the chat to show. I don't know if other people in the chat can see that. I was trying to use Stream Ninja, which I'm just going to try and refresh here with. See if I can get this working. Yes, I can. So. This is quite a good little program. So now, if you type something now, hopefully hopefully it would show up. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think there's anything. Just in answer to that, I don't think there's anything wrong in critiquing yourself a bit, as long as you're not too harsh and you go too hard on yourself. You keep it all in perspective. Then I think that's perfectly fine to do that. It's when I think it's when it turns into something more negative and it starts affecting your the way you think about yourself and your art. I think that's then becomes unhealthy. But a healthy bit of criticism about what you like about your work and what you don't, I think is good. But feel free to disagree. I know we've had a few years where people aren't allowed to disagree with things. We're told what to think and what we're allowed to say. But I'm hoping that era has passed, particularly in the scientific world. Scientists getting shut down, not allowed to have alternative viewpoints. We don't like that. Oh, I need some hinges. Hi guys, hi Carol. So is this Carol Benson? I'm so sorry, Carol. I realise that you are not the Carol, my friend Carol that lives in Nottingham in England. And so I was thinking you were she, and talking as if you were my friend in Nottingham. And then when I looked at your profile, you weren't at all. And although I'm sure we can class ourselves as friends because we're all friends here on Substack, you weren't actually the person that I knew. So I apologise for apologise for like just assuming you were. Um, I mean, there you go. How many Carol Bensons are in the world? There's obviously more than one, but as I know, one that lives in Nottingham. You need a few more Carol Bensons in the world, I think. So I'm not liking this wheel. I don't know why I went so hard in with the pen, because actually it's not in the picture. So I don't quite know what to do with that. Yes, a little bit of a dilemma there with the wheel. It's obviously a spoked wheel, and it's vexed me now that I've done it. This whole thing, this whole car in the background has vexed me. So I need to work out a way of stopping it from vexing me, really. I don't quite know how I'm going to do that. And this is where you're in danger of completely messing everything up. But heck, it's only a piece of paper, isn't it? It's only a piece of paper, and it's my piece of paper. So I think that gives me some sort of right to mess it up if I want to. See the trouble I have here. I'm just I don't know if I'm losing this. I don't know if I'm losing the fight against this background. These are water-soluble pens, and they help to give some tone. So the higher the number, the lower the number. Sorry, the lower the number, the darker they are. So this is a 55. It goes darker, and then I've got a 45 somewhere. And you have a blender tool as well that can help blend stuff in. Look, here's the 45. I've got a 95, which is very light, and then these ones are warm greys. So I'm just looking at the reference image. What can I do? See, the reference image it's got this whole red sign in the background, and I don't know if I really want to put a red sign in the background, really. I certainly don't want to put Cotswold in white across it. Cotswold aren't sponsoring me, so I don't see why I should give them some airtime on my picture. So yeah, any ideas? If any ideas on the chat about this signage, you can see the picture in the background there. So do you think I should go perhaps do something with bright orange, or so the palette I was using, I chose, can you see that? I chose, what's going on here? What have I got? So I got phthalo blue, deep intense phthalo blue, and then quinacridone gold, and chrome, what is that one? Let me just have a look. Chromium orange. I have my swatch. So chromium orange and quinacridone gold. God, I can't say that. It's sort of the orange colours with a little bit of burnt sienna, deep phthalo blue. So orange and blue are complementary colours. Burnt sienna, and then just some neutral tint that I'm really using the Tombow for the tint. So what do you think? Any idea? Any suggestions about putting something on the signage? What do you think? What's the consensus of our few people here? Type me something up. Give me a poll. What do you think I should put in there? I'll tell you what I haven't done. There are some. I did actually put these in. What do you think I should put in the back? Just need to see my picture so I can zoom in on. Give me some ideas here. No ideas, anyone? I was just saying the reason why I started this. It's very tempting just to spend so much time on these cobbles. They are therapeutic, and what you can do is, you see, you can actually just make them a little bit more interesting with put in some slightly different shades of grey. This is a warm grey, number 79, and then I have a 89, which is even lighter. You can sort of see the difference between the two greys. Yes, the eye is drawn to the truck. I agree, which is why I don't want to. I feel I should do something because this just hasn't worked. Maybe I should, because I think if I go bright orange, it will distract from the truck. So maybe I should just try and put some, try and replicate this wash here, and just carry it on across. Hi Tasha. Yeah, leave the rest lighter shades of what you choose. Yeah, so that's maybe what I should do. I would agree. That's a good idea. Something has to happen with it, I think, because it looks too unfinished. Hi, Tasha. Is that Tasha that I know? Is that Tasha, relative Tasha? Just say yes or no. Oh no, not relative Tasha. Okay, I'm at it again. So I did the same thing to Carol Benson. I thought it was Carol Benson that I knew. All these people with the names of people that I know. Yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. I think I'll just mess about here for a bit, just with these keystones. Yeah, this picture, I was saying earlier, this picture got to a stage where I sort of didn't like it too much, and rather than, I sort of never really give up on pictures unless it's got really bad, and then um, I do give up. Um, so I did get to a stage where I was thinking, oh, I don't like this. It's just not doing it for me, and I persevered by spending a bit of time on the therapeutic stones, which you can see. They're very easy to do, and they give they give me strangely a sense of enormous well-being. You should try it. Just put some cobblestone, do some cobblestones on a piece of paper, put some different shades of grey on, and then just go along and sort of do little cracks in them, and yeah, get your finest marker and just lightly sort of look, put a little crack in it there, look, and it almost becomes well, it does become very therapeutic. You can tell because I'm drawn back to it again. The stones have got me. They keep pulling me in. And the good thing with using pens is you can also get all different colours of pen. So like here I've got a light grey. Don't use these much. These uni pins I've got light grey, and I've also got a brown. So you can just literally mix it up. A bit of brown, a light grey. If you don't want them to pop as much, the light grey stones. Okay, right. Paint, paint, paint. So what did I do there? I think it was. Oh God, this is where it could go horribly wrong. I think it was a burnt sienna. No, it's definitely got some orange in it. So maybe it was a bit of the. Oh, is that right? I don't know if that's right. No, it's not, is it? I picked the wrong colour. Never mind. Never mind. I'll try and disguise. I don't think this is. I don't think this has done. This hasn't really done what I wanted it to do, but I didn't want it to distract from the. I'm just doing some dry brush here, but I didn't really want it to distract from the vehicle. But it sort of helps just. I think it sort of helps just finish the picture off by doing that. Yes, that part there, I had to finish. I couldn't just leave it as it was, but I'm not spending too much time on the building. It did look bad how I left it, but yeah, this is fine. It's better than it was, definitely. This was in a block, and I took it off the block too soon. That's better, yeah. So that just doing that little bit there has just improved that look. I wasn't very happy with that at all. So now I am. So I don't like to just give up I don't just like to give up on a picture. Um, so yes, it's getting there, isn't it? And this will flatten down a little bit as well. It sort of it dries better. It dries better than it initially goes on, and you can use this. What this does is just help spread this sort of blender, really. Has anyone got any questions they want to ask? Are you all Are you all artists here? Okay, so just as a matter of interest, is can you all see each other's responses when you're looking in on this? So can Health Artist Studios see Tasha's "I Get It" or Tasha's "Maybe skip the building to define more the contrast of the truck"? Can everyone see that? 'Cause I know the software that I'm using, I can do that, and that should pop up. That should pop up on screen on your feed. Oh, okay. Chat is visible, right? So really, I don't need this. So the only good thing about having this feature is any replays that I decide to put out, then the chat disappears obviously on the replay. Whereas if I was to show the chat, show these things, then it would appear on the screen like this one here. So that will appear on the stream now. Okay, right. I'm going to do. How long have I been on? I'm going to do a little bit more, and then a little bit more on the stones with the O1. And then it's sort of getting to the point where I need to walk away from it again and either leave it or do something else. It doesn't. I don't think it needs much. I'm a little bit fed up with it now. I want to try something else because I was never too happy with the way the colour went on, and I want to try a different way of putting it on. So what I mean by that is I did some wet into wet. I think I did wet in wet, and I'm not going to do that next time. I'm going to do wet onto dry, but I'm going to use quite a lot of wet in the right place rather than trying to get the paint to move, because this is hot press paper. So this is hot press, and of course the paper, it does sort of soak into the paper, but it doesn't move as well as um, a cold press or a NOT paper. Um, so I'm ready to try. So what I would do if I was doing this picture again next time, which I won't be. I tend not to do the same thing. I mean, so I say sometimes I do. Sorry, that's a lie. It's not like it's never, but it's rare that I will do the same thing. So what I mean by that is I would so I wet too much of this, and I think what I would do next time is I would keep the paper dry and put a very wet intense mix of this blue on, and then push it around more with this flat brush, which I didn't do. I did wet the paper and then put it on and let it spread, and I just yeah, it just didn't do what I want it to do. I've only just sort of gone up to this size and well, back to this size. I mean, I've painted on this size before, but I've gone back to this size of paper, and what's going on down here? That's actually very dark, isn't it? So I've gone back to this size of paper, and it definitely takes some getting used to the size, because there's a big difference from going from the small format to large format. Big difference. You suddenly realise you've got a lot of paper to fill. Okay, I'm sort of fed up with this now, really. I'm not overly keen on it. It's a bit overworked. I enjoyed the cobbles. I've learned a bit from it. I've learned a bit with the technique. I've probably used the brush pens a little bit too much for the tonal values. But what I will do is I will flatten it out. So the way I do that is I'll wet the back and then flat it and leave it to dry and see how it actually dries. And then probably walk away from it and try something else. I was going to do something with this, but I've lost the interest. I've lost the interest in this picture now. So thank you guys. Time for a cup of tea. Yes, indeed. I'm actually travelling tomorrow up to see my son, so turn that off. So what's going on here? I've been trying out new software as well. So this, I don't know if any of you do any streaming on Substack, but I've been trying out OBS software, so it actually is controlled from the Mac rather than on the phone app, and I can switch like that. So this is me. This is my setup. You can see in the background. No problem. Thanks for joining us. yeah, it's you. I always learn from it. I don't get too down if I don't particularly like the picture. I was saying earlier, it's not worth beating yourself up over these things too much. Um, I started to feel that way when this was going a bit awry, and I like the process. I do like. I don't like giving up on the picture, and that tends to give you some learning opportunities, um, which I have done with this. But I'll stash this on the side and flatten it out and see if it grows on me at all. But I've been trying. I'll just show this one again. I've been trying doing these different styles, um, different formats. So this is actually I think these are 14. It's this. This is the paper. So it's 14 by 10 inch, 360 by 260 millimeters. So it's quite a large one. It's not quite A3, and I'm even thinking of going to A3. But I do want to improve how the paint goes on and how much I push it around. Um, so yeah, I've sort of gone up to these larger format pieces. Not quite as successful as I wanted to be yet, but they're okay. So thank you. Thanks everyone, and you have a great rest of your day, everyone, and thanks for joining. Come and check out my Substack if you're not subscribed. Really appreciate seeing you. I try and comment or get back to everyone that makes a comment. I really appreciate it. Um, really appreciate all the comments, and I do like getting people involved. Have a look at my chat threads. I put plenty of prompts up. This cathedral, I did a stream on Saturday with a few people joined, and they had a go themselves, and they've decided to share their work. So yeah, very relaxed. Just want to get people drawing and enjoying it and enjoying the therapy. Like these stones gave me a lot of joy here. So yeah, thanks for joining, and see you all again soon. Bye bye.